Welcome to the Morning Mayhem Show with the morning crew, Tommy and Mama Manny.
And your host, Jim Amato.
Good morning, Woodland, and welcome to Thursday, February 29th, and a leap day. And we'll talk about that in a minute. It is an A day, and it is also early dismissals. For those of you settling in for a long day of education, don't worry, that's going to be truncated. You're out of here around 11. I think that's when the half days are. 11:50,
11:20, yeah.
11:20, something along that line. So you're out early, but you'll be back on Friday to fill out the rest of that day. So don't worry, it will be short-lived on this half day. It is also one of those days that we have to take a look at freebies because it is a leap day. So yeah, assumedly, Wendy's customers are going to give out free Cinnabon pull-aparts at local Wendy's restaurants because there's an extra day of the year, I guess. This is the same company that was going to go with surge pricing. And I don't know if you heard about that with the new menus. Yeah. Yep. But now they're giving away free Cinnabons. Mm-hmm. And Chipotle, for those of you like Chipotle, it looks like you can get a free side of guac.
Wow.
Guac. That's a hip way to say guacamole.
Because you're hip.
Oh, I am. My hip does hurt, yes, but they don't lie.
Yeah, wait till you're my age.
And in sports this week, well, we have some big news coming up. We'll let you take care of that.
Sure.
And don't forget to get your club awards in. If you're going to be assigned for the club awards on April 12th, you need to get identified and turn your paperwork into WRSG so that you can be nominated for Club of the Year, Service Project of the Year, Spirit Project of the Year, and Event of the Year. You want to win one of those awards, put a little feather in your club's cap. And the cereal and box drive is ongoing, started yesterday. And I have to say cereal and box drive because they are taking other boxes of food like cake mix. So it's not just a cereal drive, it is a cereal and box drive. And you'll have that every day until March 8th. Get those collected. They're worth points. Your advisory will win a Dunkin' Donut party. Everybody loves a Dunkin' Donut party. Don't forget, we are back live every morning at 7 a.m. And you can follow us on Instagram at morningmayhem.show. You can also find us on TikTok at morningmayhem.show. And I think you can message us at themorningmayhem.show@gmail if you need to. I don't know exactly why you need to, unless you want to be on the show. That's one way to reach out, make sure that you're involved in everything that we do around here. Today is the leap day, and do you know why we have leap day?
Because the Romans hated February.
Is that why? The Romans made the calendar, and I guess
do you want the actual reason?
No, I thought it's because it takes the sun 365 and a quarter days to get around.
And by 4 years, that adds up to one extra day.
Correct.
Right.
And the Romans thought that February was unlucky, so they wanted to transition to make it longer because it's a shorter month. Even though, I know they created the calendar.
Yeah, I know they could. They had a good hand in it. They could have done that. So, you know that the little thing that you do with your knuckles to figure out what day, how many days are in a month. You start with the January, and then if you go into the lower between the two knuckles, February is less than 31. Yeah. And then top of the knuckles back to March is 31. And then, all right. I thought
you don't see me doing that every time we have to figure something out.
I still do it. I try to figure out. You figure I can remember 12 months and which ones they have, but no.
I tried to explain that to my daughters. They just stared at me like I was talking gibberish. Oh. I'm like, this will help you one day.
This is also the day in 1940 that Hattie McDaniels was the first African American to win an Oscar award.
Go with the win.
Yeah. In 1736, Ann Lee, the founder of the Shakers, the maker of cabinets, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, they made cabinets.
She was a carpenter. I didn't know that. 1960, Tony Robbins was born. I don't know if you know who Tony Robbins is.
He's a motivational speaker.
So a giant,
that big, huge guy with the loud voice.
Yeah. He was born. And yesterday I said Ja Rule was 47, but that was wrong. His birthday's today. He's actually 48. So I just aged him in a whole year in one day. It is also National Toast Day. I always like to have one food day.
I saw this morning.
All right. What did you see about it?
There was I think I got something on my phone. It said it was National Toast Day. So
Oh yeah, it's
I
Tiptree
toasted my
World
bagel.
Bread Awards with the Brook Food Company. Started this in 2014 just to give some excitement to toast. But I guess toast is big in Japan, and they really celebrate this day like a holiday. So
that's awesome.
You forgot a birthday.
I forgot a birthday.
Mark Foster.
Who?
Mark Foster.
It's another basketball player.
Mark Foster.
Foster the people.
I did
Pumped up
not know.
kicks.
Oh, yeah.
He's 40, or is he 10?
40-10. So that
He's
makes him
40
50.
years old, or is he really 10 divided by
Oh,
4?
Yes. No, I did not know that birthday.
Oh, we
Yeah.
celebrate that in my family. Believe me.
All right. Yes, pumped up kicks. There's another story with some disturbing imagery.
Yes.
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 All right. So I believe we are headed on over to sports with Mama Manning.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Our results from our NVL diving competition. 4th place went to Tyler. I'm going to need help here. Pachkovsky.
Yes, well done.
Pachkovsky.
There you
Yes,
go,
very good.
Tyler. And 8th place to Edgar Jorge. We did
Good.
well. Tonight, the girls have their state basketball game against Wyndham. It is 4:30 away. Boys play next week. Still waiting on the final announcement. And more rec was underway this week. Next week, continuing on. And swimming and diving continues tomorrow at Kennedy. They have early dismissal. So good luck, athletes.
All right. I was trying to find there's the states for dance team were
Oh,
nominated.
yes. Yes. You're bringing
trying-
somebody on, so I was holding off on that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I was trying to look it up. I'll find it and I'll get back to you on that.
Yes.
And that was sports with Mama Manning. Over to the news desk with Tomlin.
Oh, he gave you that
Who
look.
was like saying, hit the button slowly this morning. It's a
I'm trying
slow-
to find happy news.
Oh, good luck.
Trying to find happy news. All right, here's your top stories today. First up, strike on Palestinians waiting for aid kills 70. Gaza officials say taking the war's death toll past 30,000. Supreme Court sets April argument over whether Trump can be prosecuted for election interference. Today, there will be dueling press conferences on the southern border as both President Biden and President Trump make their case over why they'd be better for border security. Firefighters seek to corral massive Texas wildfire before a weekend of higher temperature and winds. However, it's being reported that the nuclear facility is now safe. As the fires were heading
I
towards a nuclear
Didn't
reactor.
realize
That's good
that was
news.
something we had to worry about.
I left that out of yesterday's news. I was trying to keep it happy.
Gotcha. They say there's like hundreds of miles worth of cable that's down.
Yeah.
The electrical lines
Oh,
are going to
yeah,
have
no,
to be
it's-
repaired when this is all over.
Yeah. President Putin warns that sending Western troops to Ukraine risks a global nuclear conflict. Let's just stick with that for happy news today.
Wow. That's what we're going to end on.
Well, fine. Maybe living in a golden age of older filmmakers, according to this year's Oscars.
Oh,
How about that? Is that better for everyone?
That is a little better.
So we can talk about the great hits of. I don't know. Like,
Okay.
we're
We're good.
Just end it right there. It's getting sad. The article is getting
That's a great
sad.
transition. And that's news with Tomlin. This morning, we are welcoming our guest, Bryce DiGiovanna, the Woodland voice of sports here, the Woodland sports voice.
So the professional is here.
The professional is
Okay,
here,
good.
yes, who has been doing mostly of the basketball games for Woodland. I think didn't do any football games this year, did you?
No football games.
All right. So, Bryce, what got you into broadcasting? What's that love of broadcasting that brought you on board?
Well, I kind of grew up around sports in my house. It was always on, and I was always like listening to the commentators and everything like that. And then when I first came to Woodland, I heard like that Zach commentated the games, and that like you had to be a part of journalism. So I joined that for that reason, to see what would like come of it. And I ended up loving it, and like Zach introduced me well into it, and I kind of roll with it, and it's a really good. I just enjoy doing it. Really, it's fun.
Zach Drury, which was one of the big voices of Woodland sports.
Yes.
So, well, he did a great job getting you started there. So, what are some of the keys to calling a good game?
It's kind of just seeing how the flow of the game's going. So like right off the bat, you got to see like what you can notice. So like if it's a fast-paced game, you highlight it. Like like what are the difference makers if one team has a standout player, if one team's more balanced, stuff like that, and kind of just like things to headline and then build off of and touch on like as you go quarter by quarter.
Well, I think I do have a couple clips here. Let's see if we can't play one on my phone. I'm hoping this will come up. And we know we have some banter between you and Mama Manning too.
Of course,
Always.
the halftime show.
The halftime show, indeed. So let's see if we got here. Is it going to play? Oh, I don't know if it connected. All right, I'll work on that. Are you looking to go into communications or sports broadcasting for
Yeah,
down the
so
road?
yeah, so in college, I kind of have to plan to minor in it because I think I'm going to major in something in the more finance realm. But I really enjoy doing it and like sports broadcast and communications like that. So I'm trying to, wherever I go to college, kind of get involved in that as like at the very least a minor. So I'm still, in with it like I was here because I really do like enjoy doing it. And like it would be something really cool to take over for my next 4 years of college.
I would say you were sensational at it. I had so
Thank
much
you,
fun
Mama.
listening to you. I had so much fun talking with you at the half. It was the highlight of my year. So I thank you a lot.
I appreciate it. It means
my,
a lot to me.
You're welcome. In my household, you were Avery's brother for the longest time. And then my family listened to your broadcast and you became that broadcaster guy.
Hey, it's better than Avery's brother.
Highest moment.
Oh, wow.
Best moment.
Best moment. I got to give some thought.
We talked about this.
Yeah, we did. So sophomore year, I remember one of my first games. I called a game with Zach, and there was a buzzer beater that Casey hit, and that was incredible. I can't remember the exact game, but it was one of my first games. It was varsity game, and Casey hit a buzzer beater to tie it, go into overtime, and that was incredible.
I think I was watching that game at home.
That
I
was
was watching it live.
sensational.
Yeah.
It was off balance and she made it.
And
do
then
have
this year, I don't really know. This year, probably there was a lot of good moments, like Casey having her 1,000 points. There were a few good boys wins that I really enjoyed, but it's just a good experience for me all around.
Awesome. Awesome. I know you follow sports closely and we know all about Caitlin Clark and her story.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, what's your opinion? We're looking at her stats against Pistol Pete Maravich, one of my favorites growing up. And do you compare the two, or do you just say, well, she outright has more points? Do you say she has more than him? He played before the 3-point shot was invented.
He did play before the 3, so it's a lot of kind of controversy, but I love what Caitlin Clark is doing. I think she's putting like this new like energy on the WNBA and just women's basketball in general, and I love it. And she's incredible.
Mhm.
So I'd be perfectly fine with her having the scoring record, but I do think there needs to be a little asterisk next to Pete's name for the no three-pointer.
I agree.
Well, I think I got up around. Let's see what we got here.
I know,
but
I know.
hey, I'm not calling the game.
Some
I'm not
close
the ref.
calls down there.
For
I'm
sure.
trying to keep my mouth nice and clean tonight.
For sure. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna pose you a question between
Yes, sir.
between Ryan Deptula and Luke Borelli, the two seniors who are without a basket. Which do you think will get their first basket?
Oh, good question. I'm gonna go with Luke.
Okay. Well, I like that because I'm gonna pick Ryan. I'm gonna pick Deptula.
All right.
He's already out shooting. Look at him.
Yeah, you see that? He's ready to go.
He-
Yeah, that's one of. I think we got another clip here.
Just besides the body.
It was chippy for a while, but now we're kind of starting to see just a lot of loose balls on both ends, really.
And we're seeing kind of a roundabout offense right here with a lot of screens around the perimeter.
Yeah, Globetrotter-esque as now Napiello will have 13 seconds to try to set up a shot for his offense. Saputis, Akatura for 3. Can he get going? Yes, he can.
That'd be huge and one to get
Count
this
the
offense started.
basket. Possession 4-point play, potential 4-point play that is.
Yeah, so you put a lot of excitement into it. There's a good knowledge. You were on the call there with, I believe that was Jake
That
Savoy.
was Jacob. Yeah, I got to shout him out for sure.
Yeah.
He's-
And who were some of your other color commentators that you had on with you?
Yeah, so this year was mostly Jacob Savoy and Jeff Galuzzi, who were both incredible to kind of do it with. They both know the game well. I did a few games with Matt Petta, who was one of my first ones that I did it with. So doing games with him is always great. I think I did one with Jimmy Schwartz, I had him a lot last year. And yeah, I mean, they all kind of blend in well, and they after like a quarter or two, they fit right in. But Jacob really is the veteran.
What are some of the what am I trying to think of here? What are some suggestions you give for people who are interested in getting involved in it to get to the level where you're at? Because I think people think I can go watch a basketball game and just talk for 2 hours, but it's not as easy, I think, as people see to do it. We know doing this morning show every day just to come up with things to say for 15 minutes and be original takes some. So to do it for a basketball game where a lot of the action is very similar, what are some ways that people can maybe hone their skills, or how do you stay sharp?
Yeah, so it's tough because sometimes, you know, you have your more fast-paced, exciting games where it's really easy and it kind of just flows. But then you have the games that are like more blowouts, maybe a little slower pace. And, you know, you kind of just got to keep a balance of staying on topic with the game, but also kind of like bringing other things in, stuff like that. And then, I don't know, it's like I said, it kind of takes every game. It takes at least a minute to get into the flow of it because like when I'm working with different people, I kind of got to adjust because they're all different. But overall, it's just like if you watch back like from sophomore year to now, I've definitely gotten more comfortable with like talking about it. And, you know, it's just kind of having that like comfortability, like when you're talking about the game and stuff like that, that it goes a long way. And like if you're confident about like what you're talking about, then it'll just sound better, really.
Are we going to get any spring sport coverage?
Yeah, so me and Jacob were actually talking about that. We kind of want to do a few tennis matches.
Awesome.
We were thinking
wow.
about.
Awesome.
We were thinking about. We would also be down for a baseball game, time permitting, because those tend to go a little longer. But I think we'll definitely see some of us on for the spring sports because I don't want to be done just yet.
No, that's great. All
Great
right.
attitude.
Yeah. And it's, I know we're going to be building out the program next year and try to get even more sports broadcasts going on. So if you're interested in getting involved, reach out to Bryce and ask him how you can get involved in the program moving forward.
And whoever takes over has big shoes to fill.
Thank you. Like I said, Zach set me up well, and those were equally as big shoes to fill. So thank you.
All right. And if you're looking for any of those sports that we were talking about or hear Bryce calling some games from the past, just go out to Hawk Headlines on YouTube and you can find some of those games. You can actually see what he does, get a little practice in yourself, and then reach out to us, see if you want to call any games that we have coming up. So on behalf of Bryce DiGiovanni, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
She's Mama Manning. He's Tomlin. I'm Amato. Good morning, Woodland.
Thanks. Go to the Morning Mayhem podcast. Morning Mayhem is broadcast live from Woodland Regional High School in Beacon Falls, Connecticut, each and every school day. Follow us on Spotify, Anchor FM, or wherever you find your latest podcasts. And for more information on the show, upcoming guests, and past episodes, visit our show website, morningmayhem.show.